This is the RV Game Changer. In this podcast, we will speak with manufacturing leaders, component suppliers, dealers, subsector innovators, influencers, and industry experts who all believe RVing is good for our environment. It's good for our economy. It's great for our family values and overall well-being. With your help, we can improve the RV experience for everyone. Today on RV Game Changer, we have Ryan Beckman and Adam Hyzdu of dealerbackstock.com. This company is solving an inherent inventory issue which has confounded the RV industry for decades. Dealer Backstock has come up with a way for different dealers who can work together and help balance each other's inventory. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you Ryan Beckman and Adam Hyzdu. Sorry,
Hyzdu,
Adam.
I got you.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah, it's Hyzdu, but that's okay. You can call me whatever you want.
All right. Welcome to the Game Changer Show. Thanks for coming on board, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, so the moment I heard about this company, I just started to tell everybody. I said, this is a fantastic thing. My manager knew, some other people in corporate knew, and I wanted to share this brilliant new RV industry game changer. So this is truly exciting stuff. What about Dealer Backstock has got the whole RV industry? I'm not talking just the dealers, but the manufacturers as well, buzzing about this new company.
Well, well, first of all, thanks for having us, Bernie.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, and it's exciting stuff. We are introducing a new way to do business, essentially, in the wholesale industry, right? From just the way transactions happen to how dealers communicate. In our industry, typically the wholesale side of the business, now pre-owned wholesale side of the business, has been you take something on trade or you want to work a deal and you pick up your phone and you try and get a hold of somebody, and maybe you've got 5 people in your Rolodex or 500, but you got to talk to them. You got to send them pictures via text or email. You got to get a hold of them, which it can be challenging, a lot of phone tag, and minutes turn into hours, hours turn into days. And these units are just sitting here, on your lot. Maybe it's something that you took on trade that doesn't fit your business model. So you want to get rid of it. And you're really at the mercy of the guy on the other end of the phone, right? And how big your circle is and how much time you want to spend on this. Well, with our platform, we put you in touch with dealers nationwide and coming next week, even into Canada. So this is going to North America now. Canadian side launches next week. And, at the push of a button, you could have this in front of hundreds of dealers you never knew existed, for them to take a look at and possibly buy from you and communicate that way.
That's fantastic.
It saves you that time. A lot of these guys get a bunch of phone calls from a bunch of different people, and you just say, hey, look, go to Dealer Backstock. They're all right there. If you want it, great. If not, great, move on. And the other end I think is important is when you have a customer looking for that particular floor plan that you may not have in inventory. And so it just gives you one more chance before that customer leaves the lot to say, hey, look, I don't have that floor plan, but let's see who might. And then you don't have to call the guy to know if he's willing to sell it to you at wholesale. It's already posted.
That's right. So they're only putting product that they know they want to move. And, this industry is so seasonal. Depending on where you are in the country, you need different types of inventory for different times of the year, right? So this is going to help RV dealers handle all of that flow and then be able to look for products like, hey, we're a little bit soft in little couples, single axles, and we need to grab a few of those. And we may be heavy in fifth wheels, and we can post a few of those and make those available to the Dealer Backstock crew. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. It helps manage your inventory. It can help with cash flow, right? Like you hit the nail on the head, Bernie. If a lot of places, I'm here in Arizona, it's a little more flat of a selling season, but a lot of places, you don't want a lot of stuff going into December. So maybe, you know what, we're heavy in fifth wheels. I'd like to get rid of 3 or 4, and you post it up there and it sells to somebody in Florida or Arizona where their season's still going strong. They've got the snowbirds, right? Put a little bit of cash in the bank for the slow times. So it serves that.
Oh, no, go ahead. Adam, any thoughts on this?
I think that's exactly it, because you can move stuff that you didn't know you could move, and because your local wholesale guys aren't buying either because it's their winter as well. And for instance, Josh, who kind of pioneered this, he's very nichey, so he likes particular units, and so he'll grab them from anywhere. It doesn't matter as long as it fits his profile. And if you're
Okay.
just a dealer in Montana, you don't know to call somebody like Josh or somebody that's like whatever, like you mentioned, Bernie. And so it just gives you that extra outlet to connect dealers, because we're all in this together. It's a great industry. We all love it. And it just gives us one more way to keep money moving, keep inventory flowing, and save time.
So, I cannot believe that this idea hasn't come up earlier. I mean, in the auto industry, they've been doing it for forever, right? But in RV industry, dealers don't always play nice together. But this kind of gives them a platform where they can communicate, and it is beneficial to everyone's business to be able to participate in something like this. But back up a little bit. Tell me about who's the brainchild of this and where did this idea come from?
So, Josh is not on this podcast right now, but so
Right.
Josh is the brainchild, so to speak. I mean, there's been tons of people that have thought of this idea, Bernie.
Yeah.
It's been, why can't we do it this way? Why isn't there a better way than spreadsheets and phone calls and text messages? There's, why aren't we pushing this industry to get into the now, like the automotive? Automotive's light years ahead of us in some ways, and this is one way. So, Josh had the idea as well and had the courage to, push this forward on his own. And he came to me last summer and said, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking. You've been in the industry a long time. We're friends. What do you think?" And I said, "I'm in." And so we started. Yeah, right. And so it started.
Of course you're in. This is a great idea.
Yeah, Josh started earlier, right? But really at that time it kind of started on his kitchen table with a piece of paper, right? And one of those pieces of paper was an NDA, but started really like a napkin, right, at a kitchen table. And then since then, I'll let Adam speak to kind of how he got involved, but kind of a similar way. I think, just this is an amazing idea and it's something I want to be part of. Growing the industry, changing the industry in a certain way, something easy to get behind. So I'll let you kind of defer, Adam, to how you got involved.
Well, it's very similar because we've done a lot of business together on the wholesale side. So he'd have a lot of trades and stuff. He'd call me, I'd buy them. Wasn't always at a great price, by the way. But it's just one of those great relationships that we had. And he had
was a competition. You got to give him a little dig, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's in a good way. We very seldom compete for same inventory, and it's just one of the things I've done is I know what his niche is, so I don't even bid on those if he's anywhere around. So there's no conflict in that. I know he likes that type of stuff. If he wants it, he can have it. So that being said, when he first came and he starts telling about this idea, he says, well, my response was, here's how much I like it. I owned this domain, this domain, this domain, this domain. I had like 6 of them that were all around the same concept, but I had never done anything with it. And so that's the difference in Josh.
So you were already there mentally when you got on board. You said, yeah, this is exactly that void that is being filled, that you've been thinking about or even conceptualizing about for years.
100%. And he had the stones to do it.
Well, guys, I want to back up just a little bit, and I want the audience to hear your backgrounds. Tell me a little bit more about who you are and how you ended up in this particular place. We found out like where the ideas came from, but leading up to Dealer Backstock, we'll start with Adam. Why don't we start with you?
Well, my dream as a kid was always to grow up and sell RVs. So I've realized that dream, which is funny. But no,
you're selling fun, right? You're helping people have a good time. You're putting smiles on people's face. I mean, what a better feeling when you go home after you've done a good job of helping a family go camping than to sell an RV.
Yeah, some kids want to be cops and some want to be fire people or professional athletes. I said, you know what? I want to sell some campers. And so here I am living out my true dream.
Yep. That's fantastic. Well, that's a short, sweet story, but I appreciate it. What do you got there, Hugh?
Mr.
So, you're referring to me now, Bernie?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, Ryan, I'm just goofing. Yeah, I'm just goofing on
Yeah.
you, buddy.
So how did we get here? For me, my first job was washing RVs. I think not to get anyone in trouble, but I was 12. I don't think you're supposed to be doing that at 12. But
It's a family-owned business. You can get away with it, right?
yeah, my first job was washing RVs. I had a short stint in the motorcycle industry. I'm from Canada originally. Came over to the U.S. side and started a small pre-owned RV dealership selling motorhomes on eBay out of a warehouse, and grew that into having multiple new locations in Phoenix here. Pretty large new dealer. At that time I met Adam. We did some stuff together as loose competitors, I'd say, and that was probably at least 10 years ago now.
Yep.
And after I did the retail side, I went and worked at an RV manufacturer for a couple of years. Went and worked at a big box chain store on the pre-owned side for a couple of years. And, while I got into the new side, pre-owned's always been near and dear to my heart. It's really been, for me, the most fun part of the business. And so, I took some time off the last year and was doing just some light buying and selling, basically being the guy on the other end of the phone call, right? So I'm the guy that an Adam or a Josh would call, hey, do you know anybody? I got to get rid of some inventory. And, I've been doing that for about a year now. And that kind of led to this, which oddly enough will probably push me out of this a little bit. Doing this.
Okay, yeah.
But this is just such an exciting thing to get behind. I had to come aboard, right? But that's basically how I got here. What are we? Wow, that makes me sound old, but 29 years in the RV industry, coming up on 30.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah, I'm turning 42 in a couple weeks here, so that'll be roughly 30 years in the RV industry.
So it sounds like you've been collaborating for many, many years with your neighbors, and you've been playing nice with them. And this is like kind of the next step, right? You take it on a national basis. It's like, let's collaborate, let's help each other, because this is a complicated industry. There's millions of different floor plans, different size campers, all these different flavors of RVs these days. And how do you know what to have on your lot exactly at the right time? It's very complicated and it's seasonal, like I was saying earlier. But this dealer backstock can have a dramatic effect on the RV retail industry, So this is going to make it a lot easier for people to manage their inventory. But I can't imagine what kind of complications or details that your website has to take into effect when they're allowing someone to post their product on your website. Is there some sort of checks and balances here to make sure they're legitimate dealers, for one thing, and that they are actually selling something that's, especially if it's used inventory, that it's been inspected or something to that effect?
Yeah, let me just clear up. First, my background was not a dream of mine, so it was totally sarcastic. I know you asked a question, I didn't answer it. So I played professional baseball for a long time. I started in the art industry as a sales guy because my friend had a dealership. So that's how I got into RVs. But as Ryan will touch on, we are very careful about finding dealers. So before they sign up, before we sign them up, we check them out. We check websites. We ask for licenses and do the basic things like that. The other
you vet them, professionally vet them, yeah.
Correct. So that way because these are people that ideally we don't know who we're dealing with, because that's the whole premise of it. Find new people to deal with. The other end of it is a true wholesale environment. So there's protections on how much you can ask. And I'm sure Ryan can go into that in much more detail, but that was important to us because we don't need a dealer with a $30,000 wholesale book trying to get $55,000 for it. That's for your retail customer. So we're not taking trades and have to over allow and do all that stuff. This is just to move inventory and create iron into cash.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts on that, Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Adam kind of touched on it there. So after the vetting process happens and we check Google reviews, go through and do our due diligence, and we approve a dealer, and then they start posting inventory on. It's very streamlined and efficient to post your inventory. It doesn't take much time at all. I'd say maybe 60 seconds to put a unit on if you're used to it. But
wow.
When it comes to the pricing, our system has a built-in filter. So you can't put something on there at a retail value. It has to be within a certain percentage of NADA wholesale value. And that keeps this place as a true wholesale marketplace. Like Adam said, we don't want it to turn it into another retail site. This is dealer to dealer. We're trying to build a community within the dealership groups, within the different dealerships, and make it a true fair wholesale marketplace for everyone to get involved in.
So there's no real negotiating. There's no bidding on a certain piece. Oh, I want that piece. I'm going to outbid them. There's none of that baloney going on.
So there is, say a piece popped up and Bernie goes, hey, you know what? I'm interested in that. And Adam's selling it in Arizona. You can contact Adam directly through the website.
Okay.
So you could make him an offer. I mean,
that's good.
We all like to think we're the smartest guy in the room, and we all like to think we know what something's worth, but more often than not, I don't. Right. So, we encourage that banter, that communication to, hey, you want 40,000. I've got some transport involved. I can pay 39, but there's no bidding process. And that kind of ties into a big part of this. Traditionally, a lot of guys go to the auction to buy, right? And,
right.
So as a guy that's in a position that's authorized to buy, or you're usually a manager at some point or an owner, and, you've got to wait for the auction, sit in front of your computer, wait for the units to bid on that you want to bid on. Hopefully you don't get distracted by someone coming to talk to you, which is almost impossible because every time you sit down to do something like that, a sales manager is going to bring a deal to you or whatever the case is, right? And, so with our platform, you kind of gain control of your time again, right? You can...
It takes no time. I mean, you find what you're looking for and you buy it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sitting there, first thing in the morning, just make it your morning ritual. You have your coffee, hop on Dealer Backstock, what was posted overnight, and then, try and buy a few units. We do have real-time alerts. So if you put in a saved search of, I want to see Class A diesel pushers under 50,000, you'll get a text message or an email or both to your phone immediately, right? Real time. Someone posted something and it meets what you're looking for, you'll know. And you can communicate with the dealer right away, as opposed to the auction. Okay, I got to wait for next Friday. I don't know what I'm going to need by then. Or maybe you don't buy anything. You have a lot of inventory, and then on the weekend you sell a bunch. And you're like, shoot, now I got to wait a whole nother month to find some wholesale used pre-owned inventory. I mean, so
and then you're bidding against 10 other dealers in the area, right? And you're actually creating more animosity between dealers as opposed to this simple process. Hey, you see something on our inventory or on the Dealer Backstock website, you just go ahead and grab it right there. It's like it's right in front of you. So,
and not to mention the escalating auction fees too. So you're almost $1,200, $1,300 in many cases in auction fees. So it eliminates that.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I'm sure each transaction pays you folks a fee, correct?
You would be incorrect.
I would be incorrect. Wow.
Incorrect. So, and that's another way we're trying to be different in this industry. We really want this marketplace to be just a community, right? Of dealers interacting with dealers and doing their transactions on their own. We don't want to be involved in the middle of it. And that includes from the financial fee standpoint. We don't want to charge $1,000, for instance, every time, a dealer does a transaction. Right now, it's free, a free platform. In the very near future, we will start charging a small monthly subscription. So,
okay,
if you're a dealer that does one unit a month, it'll pay for itself. If you're a dealer, probably once a year would pay for the fee we're going to charge. But the idea is to keep it very palatable on the subscription-based fee. So it almost doesn't make sense not to be on the platform, which then just encourages growth, grow in the community, right? And get more engagement from everybody. But yeah, we definitely, I know of a dealer that bought 4 units last week on a free site, a free platform. So that was good for him. But even once we start charging, he can do 4, 8, 10, 20 units a month if he wants, and it's still just the same low monthly fee.
Wow, that's fantastic. I think that is a true game changer. That's something that is not going to cost the dealerships a whole lot of money. It's going to be more like a subscription fee just to have access to it, and it's brilliant. Now, does the website automatically categorize by year, make, and model, or type, or how does it break things down?
Yeah,
That's
Bernie, you can
process. I mean, that's
We'll
part
let Adam go.
the 60 that Ryan was talking about is just that. It's just the pertinent information. So it's only asking, obviously, type, miles, stuff like that, tire age, the stuff that has value. So you got to know if it's going to replace 6 tires. You want to know if it has full body paint. You want to know if it has washer dryer. And so how many air conditioners, stuff like that, but not colors and all this stuff, because a lot of that's on the dealer buying it. But we do have to specific, and to keep this on the up and up, for damages. So a picture section for anything that's damaged. So we're just trying to create that transparency. Say, look, the J-wrap, take a picture of it. It's missing a window, take a picture of it. Just so you know the recon going in, and you know if you're going to have to buy 6 tires and a J-wrap to make it right, or maybe you don't care about the J-wrap because that's not your market and your customer doesn't bother, but at least you know. So that's the part we're really trying to encourage.
There's a lot going on this site, and I'm sure it takes more than just you two and Josh, the brainchild of this, to run it. Who are some of the other members of your team, and what are their roles in the company?
Well, we've got Miss Carrie Richards, just joined the team full time. Carrie's an industry veteran. Came from another company on the advertising side. Was there for a long time, and then was also working at a DMS company. And actually, Carrie was a rep for RV Trader for both me and Adam and Josh. So she just worked full time. She's really, the logistics, the nuts and bolts, making sure we're staying in line with what we're supposed to do, kind of an operations standpoint. We've got with big pictures and, really everything as well. We just brought on board some reps. Haven't started yet, so we won't discuss names or anything like that. But we just this is growing so fast. We quickly realized that, for me, Adam, and Josh to be pounding the pavement or taking the phone calls, it's tough. We're getting inundated with how many people are signing up. So we need a sales team to grow it, but also to handle the existing customers properly, right? Because customer service is going to be a massive thing for this company. So,
of course.
Yeah. So within a month, it went from 3 of us to now probably 10 people almost, and continues to grow.
That's fantastic. It's a tremendous amount of growth in such a short amount of time. And Adam, can you reveal some of your clients, or is that forbidden at this point?
Well, just random dealers across the country. So right now it's from Maine to Washington to Texas to Florida. So we've got the 4 corners. There's dealers in Canada just waiting till our platform allows that. Next week that should be up and running. There's just basically because they have such weird zip codes is what's holding them.
The computer doesn't like the zip codes. Yeah.
Codes. Come on, they're postal codes. I'm Canadian. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, postal codes. But
no, that's fantastic. I'm so happy for you guys, and you deserve all the success you're going to get. I'm just wondering, companies like yours that are so innovative always have like other projects kind of looming in the background. Is there anything else kind of saying, hey, as soon as we can get a handle on this and kind of encapsulate this and have it running pretty smoothly. We got this other project that's going to be going on. Any ideas or that you can share with us, RV Game Changer? Because this is a big one already.
Well, so we there's a lot still to launch on this site. We've got a lot of projects within a project that layers that are going to add to value to this project.
Sure.
Yes, there is a few other things we're working on simultaneously that will launch once we get our fully arms wrapped around this project and it's self-sustaining, so to speak. A little to talk about them, but I'm surprised. That's a good question, Bernie. I'm glad you asked it. Definitely. Yeah, I mean we're all like-minded individuals thinking, how can we solve a problem, right? I mean that's what it comes down to. Where are the needs in our industry and others, and how can we help solve those problems that exist to grow this industry forward? I mean, Adam joked about always wanting to be an RV salesman or be in the RV business, and you kind of touched on it a bit, Bernie. I truly feel that this industry is unique in a way, much more over automobile and stuff like that, where we really do get an opportunity to help create memories for families, right? I mean, some of my fondest memories as a kid are going on RV trips with my family. And my kids, I have 4 boys currently. For them, a lot of their fondest memories are getting in a camper and heading out somewhere. So, that was kind of a tangent, went off on a tangent there, but
no, I got it, because that was one of the things I was going to bring up real quick is that that the end result is that the RVer has access to the right product when they want it, or what kind of product is going to work best for their family, because you're helping expedite this motion of inventory across the country. So customers, when they need it and when they want it, they can have it, and they can make those dreams and memories come true for their families.
Absolutely. Yeah. The nail on the head.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
No, I love that. You did hit the nail on the head. It's perfect synopsis of at the core why we do this. Yes, we have to put food on the table, but yes, you're providing a great service and you're bringing families together. In fact, that's one of our taglines is at my dealership is bringing families together. So, and that's what the industry is about.
Oh, absolutely. So between, curing what ails the dealership issues with inventory, and then inevitably offering this opportunity for the end user to have better access to the inventory, it's a win-win for everybody. And you guys are right in the middle of it, and you're doing one heck of a job. So, and, I think you've done a great job kind of summing this up. Unless, Ryan and Adam, you have a little bit of a closing statement. Let's just kind of finish up with your thoughts of, how we can better serve you, maybe as RV Game Changer or other people that listen to this podcast. What can we do for you?
You can go ahead first, Adam.
Well, I think you're doing exactly that. You're bringing awareness to an industry on all levels. So manufacturing to people like us. So it's just an important thing because at the end of the day, this does help everybody. So it helps the customer because they might have more access to units in their area because the dealer has more access to units across the country. And it helped dealers who are in a financial pinch, who are sitting there looking at their inventory and the banks are coming after their inventory and they have no way to move it. Now, all of a sudden, they have a nation of dealers who might be interested in their product to help them stay in business. And so it's just kind of like the whole circle, and it just helps the industry from top to bottom, from the user experience, from customers to dealers.
Ryan?
Yeah. And, once again, first of all, Bernie, thank you for having us on. It's been fun. We've never done this before, so it's exciting for us to do something like this with you. And
you guys are naturals, and you're very photogenic too.
See how hard he makes it for me? I'm just a guy trying to find a nut, and this guy comes on like Hugh Jackman. He's the movie star. Doesn't seem right.
We'll
let him finish. Yeah.
Since we started talking, Bernie, so just on a personal level, thank you again. And we really envision this to help dealers of all sizes, right? It fills in every size dealership. If you're a small dealer, it'll give you access to big dealers that you probably never could have access to before, to access their wholesale inventory. For the big dealers, it really streamlines your process. Instead of dealing with all your wholesalers or your dealers that you currently sell to, you can just boom, have them all on dealer backstock, post a unit, and they'll let you know if they're interested, right? So, we really, the only way you can help is how you are, is just getting this out there, that this is a unique platform in the sense, and I think you already mentioned it, everybody benefits if everybody signs up, right? So,
that's right.
This takes the competition out of it. Even if your neighbor's on it who you don't normally talk to, having them on this platform helps you and your business, because they might have something you want that fits your customer base better, or you might be able to give them something, right? And so it's a really unique space in the industry where it really truly helps everyone to get everyone on here. So you're helping us tremendously. It's growing quickly, and we'll be in touch definitely.
Oh, I can't wait to see what's coming out next from you guys, but we'll stay in touch, and we'll definitely be hanging around together again in the near future. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Bernie.
Thank you.
Yep. It's been an absolute pleasure spending time today with Ryan and Adam from dealerbackstock.com. If anybody out there wants to be on this show, or you have some ideas for Uncle Bernie, please write me at rvgamechanger@gmail.com. You can always reach out to me at Facebook, Bernie Culleton, Instagram, Uncle Bernie the RV Guy, and LinkedIn, Bernie Culleton, and YouTube, Uncle Bernie Culleton. Guys, don't you delay. Get on board with dealerbackstock.com and check us out next week, where we have a lovely interview with Mark and Julie Bennett from RV Love. I can't wait to talk to them. Have a great week. God bless you.